My hair got super messed up from that nap. Good grief. Hello YouTube, how's it going? My name's Lee. Welcome to my channel, thedastardLeebatman. And today I'm here to review Smile 2 for all of you guys. It is the new hit horror film this year, and it is the sequel to Smile, which I thought was great. And is this one also good? Well, I'll let you know after I play this clip, either from a clip online or look at the trailer. So enjoy that for a sec, and I will be back. Alright, so that was a look at Smile 2. It is directed and written by Parker Finn, and it stars Naomi Scott, Rosemary DeWitt, Lucas Gage, Miles Gutierrez Riley, and Peter Jacobson and Ray Nicholson. And Dylan Galula. Alright, those are the main cast. And it also does feature Kyle Gallner from the first film is back as well. And so what did I think of Smile 2? Well, I thought this movie was absolutely fantastic. You know, the first Smile I thought was also great, but funny enough, I actually looked at the Letterboxd score for it, you know, back when I was like logging this one just to see what people thought of it. And it has like a 2.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd, which I think is insane because I think these movies are like some of the best like studio horror films we've gotten like in a while, and they're like extremely mean-spirited in a way that a lot of like mainstream horror movies are like afraid to do. So I really commend these movies for doing this. So we're back with Smile 2, and I do want to go ahead and say that you don't really have to see the first movie to watch this one and appreciate it. I had a friend who came with us who he hadn't seen the first movie, but I will say it literally picks up immediately after that first movie. It has a little thing that says 6 days later. So if you have seen that first movie, you can just go straight into this one and you'll know, you'll hit the ground. It hits the ground running. I'll just go ahead and say that. And so this movie, I think, does what sequels should do, which is it kind of does like the, you know, in my opinion, one of the best sequels of all time is Aliens, right? And also like some others, and like The Dark Knight, right? So what do those sequels do that are so good? Well, it takes, you know, everything you liked about the first movie and it pluses it, just makes it bigger and better and badder. And this movie is very much that. The main character is a pop star by the name of Sky Riley, played wonderfully by Naomi Scott, by the way. She really is the glue to this film. If you know the rules of Smile and the Smile Demon, basically this demon torments you for 7 days, and then in order to pass it on to the next person, you have to kill yourself in front of them, right? For this demon, who's a total dick, by the way. This has got to be in like the top tier echelon list of asshole demons. Because like, I mean, why? Why is it doing this stuff? Because it's a dick. That's why. I kind of like that. There's so many times when it's like, here's why this demon is doing this horrible, awful thing to these people. And, you know, sometimes they have like good reasons because they're like, you know, tormented or there's an emissary of Satan. Nah, man, this demon's just an asshole. So, you know, and I kind of really appreciate that we have a modern day movie franchise. I don't know if we can count this really as a franchise right now because there's only 2 movies. I don't really know if they plan on making more. You know, maybe they do. I guess it depends on how this one does at the box office, which I think it's doing pretty well. It is one of the few horror films out right now in October, which is crazy. It's like this and Terrifier 3 just raking in all that horror money. I don't know why they don't release more horror movies in October. It's really weird. But anyway, here we are. So the plot of this one basically is that, you know, Naomi Scott's Sky Riley, she gets infected with the Smile Demon. I won't tell you how or anything. And she has, you know, tragic, traumatic backstory. A lot of bad things that have happened, possibly, you know, her own fault. We don't know. You know, that's something that unravels throughout the film. She's got a lot to deal with, just like the last main character. Can she figure out how to get rid of this Smile Demon before the 7 days is up? And that's like the plot. And I gotta say, I think this movie's just like extremely good. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how good it is. I had a really good time, and all my friends liked it, and the audience that I was with was really engaged in it. It's also like kind of surprisingly funny. I didn't really expect it to be that funny. It's got like dark humor to it, but it knows exactly when to like throw a joke in there so that like the tension and like the darkness of like the story, because it is pretty, these movies get pretty dark. It knows exactly when to lighten things up. And then you get right back into the oh shitness. Like I said earlier, I think this movie really works the way it does because Naomi Scott is so good in it. Like I said, she plays pop star Sky Riley, and she absolutely crushed it in this. I know she said she did all the music, but I also found out she did all the choreography as well for the dance numbers that they have in this. Then they're pretty brief, to be fair. But there were a couple times when I was like, hey, can we keep going with this choreography? Mr. Demon, stop interrupting it, please, so I can see the rest of it, because it was actually pretty cool and engaging, I'm not going to lie. And so, she's worked her ass off in this movie. This is a extremely difficult performance, and she's throughout the entire film, by the way. This movie's like 2 hours and 8 minutes or something like that. Pretty long for a horror film, but this, yeah, I mean, she's in it throughout, and it's like I can't imagine doing this, honestly. This seems like it would be a pretty exhausting performance, because she has to hit, like, pretty much any emotion you can think of. That's what she's got to do. And, she has to sell the fact that, like, she's not really losing her mind, but, of course it feels like she is. And everyone else around her has to think that she's going kind of insane. And there is, like, a lot of commentary, just like that first movie had, about, mental health and how the people around us deal with mental health, and whether they reject us or not, or actually give us the help that we need. And this kind of elevated in this and plus in this because of that pop star angle. He's very much drawing from real life experiences of stuff that happened to real life pop stars with people like Britney Spears and Amy Winehouse and so on and so forth. It is a kind of an epidemic in the industry. It's kind of always going to be a what's the word I'm looking for here? It's kind of always going to be like a prescient topic. I don't think that's the word I was looking for, but if it's... Also, I gotta say, Parker Finn, the director here, is really stepping up his game. I thought his direction in The First Smile was really, really good, and I went back and watched the short film that Smile is based on that he did as well, which has the actress from... it has, the main girl from... Not the main girl, but the girl who infects the main girl in the first movie is the main character in the short. So it kind of almost acts like a prequel in a way. Not really, but you can kind of view it that way if you want to. The way he directs this movie, I think, is fantastic. He's got like a slightly bigger budget. I think this one was raised to about like 21 million, I think, or something like that. The first movie was like 12 or 11 or something. And you see all that money on the screen. And he's doing extremely fun camera tricks in this. He's doing stuff where he's flipping the camera upside down. He's doing a lot of like extreme close-ups too, which were really effective in setting the mood and the tone for what was going on. Funny enough, there's actually a really effective like mirror jump scare in this. I don't really know if I would count it as a jump scare, but it's like more of a mirror reveal. And like, horror movies, they do that mirror trick a lot. And, it's very interesting to see like if a movie can pull off the mirror trick. Like a horror movie can pull off the mirror trick in like a unique way, or if it feels derivative. And I felt like this was pretty unique in terms of how they dealt with the whole like, monster in a mirror thing. I just thought this movie was amazing. I don't really have any complaints about it, and I love the ending. I think the ending is ballsy as hell. And I kind of can't believe they pulled it off so well, because I was a little skeptical. I'm like, I don't know how you can really make a sequel to Smile unless it's like completely disconnected. And this movie is kind of disconnected, but it's still connected. I don't know, I just really loved it. And I actually, I hate bringing up Oscars so much and stuff, because, at the end of the day, they matter, but they don't at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. They matter in the sense of they can really get the word out for movies that like don't really have as big of a chance to get the word out, like these Marvel movies do and stuff like that. But, also they don't really matter in the sense of like, sometimes they miss stuff, or they don't, there's just stuff that's not Oscar-y enough, blah, blah, blah. And I do find myself, especially around this time of year, bringing up the Oscars more than I should. But I gotta say, this year in particular, we've had so many really good horror movies, along with like really good horror movie performances. And I would like to see at least one of them recognized this year, because I feel like this year in particular, more so than other years, you're really, if you want like the Oscars to be representative of what the film landscape was throughout this entire year, you gotta nominate some of these horror films that have come out this year. We got stuff like The First Omen, Longlegs. Now this has kind of like been the year of horror for me anyway. And yeah, so anyway, I think my rating for Smile 2 is I is going to be 5 stars out of 5. I really loved this one. I think the pacing is really good, especially for a movie that's over 2 hours. It's really hard to keep a horror movie engaging for more than 2 hours. And this movie does it. And a lot of that is because of how engaging Naomi Scott is in this. And I really hope she gets like a huge boost off of this. I thought she should have gotten a boost off of every single movie she's done before this. You know, she did Power Rangers, was great in that. She did that Charlie's Angels movie, was really good in it. You know, despite it not being a super good movie, she was still good. The whole cast in that movie is really good, despite it not being very good. And then she did Aladdin, where I thought she was very good as Princess Jasmine. And now she's done this, and I'm like, come on, like, let's get her in some stuff here. She's definitely a movie star, so, like, where's her, like, big, you know, multi-whatever, you know? Like, she should be getting just as many offers as, like, someone like Ana de Armas and stuff. I think she's fantastic. So, anyway, guys, that's my review for Smile 2. I didn't take any notes for this one, and I kind of regret it. But, you know, I'm just getting back in the swing of things because I've been so exhausted lately, and I got a little bit caught up on videos and stuff. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe. And also check out the other stuff I do. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/thedastardLeebatman. In October here, I am live every day. I actually missed the last like 2 or 3 days because I just was so exhausted. I actually like felt sick from how tired I was. I also will upload all my VODs completely unedited over on Blended Caramel. You can check that out. I'll make sure I put the information for that in the description down below. And yeah, Smile 2, easily one of my favorite movies of this year. It's probably going to go on the list. Yeah, I might even do like a longer video. Like after I could see it again, I might do like a talking about its themes and ideas and everything. I like these movies quite a bit. So anyway, guys, have a good night. Peace. And we are going to move on and play some Dead by Daylight.